has been 18 months in the making and the day is finally here that I can tell you guys I literally am so excited. So I know a lot of you know that I don't even know if you know that I'm releasing, yeah, I guess you kind of know that I'm releasing something. I have been hinting about this for the longest time, haven't been able to tell you for 18 months. That's how long I have been working on this with the most amazing team, and I know a lot of you guys have been guessing. There's been so many different things thrown around over on my Instagram and stuff. I've been trying to give like sneak peeks the last couple of days. So some of you guys did actually get it right. It is true. I am bringing out my very own makeup palettes in collaboration with Beauty Bay. I'm bringing 3 of my own palettes out, which I will show you guys right now. I'm so excited. My 3 palettes. I'm so excited to show you the shades inside. There is a different variety of eyeshadows, highlight, blush, bronzers, etc. So I can't wait to just tell you about the whole process, how I got started, where the inspiration came from. Before we do so, I really quickly want to talk about something exciting that's happening around the launch of the palettes, which means that you guys get the chance of not only meeting me, it's not just going to be a meet and greet. Basically, thought it would be so fun to put on a masterclass with my palettes. This masterclass is also going to be with Mitchell, who I absolutely love and adore, and he is going to be creating a look with these palettes on myself. Basically, you guys can come along, watch, learn how to do makeup, get some more like tips and advice. It's going to be like a live Q&A kind of thing, so you can ask both of us lots of questions. It's basically going to be such a fun event. It's going to be very personal. There's only going to be 150 tickets. If you were going to buy a palette anyway, then the ticket doesn't actually cost you anything because it's the same price as a palette and you get a palette included. So the palette is £20. There will also be a bundle, so the 3 palettes for £50, but the price of a ticket for the masterclass is £20. I will leave the link down below. If you want to come, make sure you get a ticket as soon as you can. It also means that you'll get the chance to get the palette early and try it out before anyone else does. So I hope to see all of your pretty faces there. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. That is the masterclass. I really quickly wanted to get that out there because I know the tickets are going to sell fast. Even though the palettes don't actually launch on beautybay.com until the 6th of December, the masterclass will be on the 1st of December, so you guys can actually grab your tickets. They come on sale tonight at 7 PM, so that link will be live at 7 PM. The masterclass will be held in London, and obviously you can choose a palette of your choice, and it also means that not only will you get a palette early, but when you're actually at the masterclass as well, you have the opportunity to shop the other palettes just in case you want to. And for everybody else, the palettes launch on the 6th of December, and really quickly, for very limited time only, when they do drop for the first week or so, I will be having a 10% discount if you use my code Saffron10 at checkout. I've always wanted to say that. Saffron10 at checkout, guys. Anyways, right, let's get into the palettes. The very first thing I want to talk about is the packaging. I think if you guys just saw these in the shop, you would just know immediately, like, these are so me. Now, I love just print. I wear print all of the time. I think it's cool. I love the fact that we've got 3 different shades of gold here as well. Well, we've got more like a copper, we've got like a bronze, and then we've got like a yellowy gold, or with like a pale pink, which I think is super pretty because they still kind of like go together, but at the same time they're a little bit different and you can tell which palette's what. The first palette we are going to start with is called Love Affair, and this is the palette that I have on my eyes today. This whole look is only created using this palette. So let's have a look inside. All the palettes come with a sticker sheet, so you can actually personalize your palette yourself as well. Let's open the palette up. We obviously know that I had to create a palette with a mirror inside, because if it doesn't have a mirror, it's not really a palette, is it? So there you go. So the first thing I said when I started creating this palette was I wanted to have a mirror inside, because honestly, I could not create a palette without a mirror, because it's so frustrating when you're out and about and you want to just do your makeup wherever you are, in the car, you know, when you're on the go, you want to have a mirror. It's just easier if it's all in one palette. I absolutely love the size of this palette because it's small enough to take out and about, but at the same time there's still enough product inside. Love Affair is about not just having a love affair with someone else, but actually having a love affair with yourself, having that self-love, having confidence, having that pop of colour, and I just feel like this whole palette represents that so well. The very first shade I'm going to swatch is called Friend Zone, and this is a eyeshadow base. So this is basically the base for the other colours, so you can build the colours on top. We have the brightest shade of the palette called No Regrets. I absolutely love this corner. As you can see, I've actually got this all over my lid, and then I've gone in with the next shade that I'm about to swatch in a minute, which is called Love Songs. I love this colour. I mean, obviously I love all of the colours. I absolutely love this colour because it has depth, it has warmth, you know, like you can see it, you can see where I blended it into my lid today. I never really thought I would get this excited about colours, but honestly, like when you actually go to make your own palette, like how long you spend on trying to find the perfect formula and the perfect colour, like there's so much that goes into it. So now like I really appreciate eyeshadow palettes, and I really just appreciate good colours. So the next colour we've got is called Breakup. Again, this is another kind of like deeper colour. It's kind of like a warmish, kind of like darkish brown red. Next up we have Sweet Pea. I love the name for this eyeshadow. I just think it really goes with the shimmer. So this is like a glitter. I have this in my inner corners today and also on the middle of my lid. The reason I actually came up with the name Sweet Pea is because before my baby niece Harlow was born, we used to always call her Pea, and she's the sweetest little pea in the whole world, and she's the love of my life. So this colour basically represents her. No strings, obviously, no strings attached, guys. I just thought that was a cool name, honestly. Again, this colour is actually the most amazing colour to blend with. I'm not even kidding. The reason I love this palette so much, and in fact all of my palettes, the thing that I think is so great about them is I hate when you buy a palette and the colours are like, even if they're so nice, they're so random and you can't actually create a look because none of the colours go together, which is why I love this palette so much, because it has the base, it has the other colours, it has the pop of colour, and then it also has a shimmer in it as well. So they are the eyeshadows. Obviously we've still got the highlight and the bronzer. So the highlight is called Third Date. Now the highlight was actually the hardest part when it came to the palette, because I went back and forth on the highlight. Anyone ever says to me, what's your favourite product in the whole world, I'm always going to say highlight. I just think it makes such a difference on the look. Also, like a highlight you can put in the inner corner of your eyes. You can also kind of use it as an eyeshadow under your brow. It's just such a great product, and I wanted it to be perfect. And I personally love like a whitish highlight. I feel like it suits my skin really well. So Third Date is literally perfect. It's like just enough, you know? So I think you guys are gonna love that highlight so much. Then the bronzer is called Honey, because obviously it's like a honey, kind of like a warm brown. It's really nice as well. It's really buildable again. And there, everyone, is Love Affair. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. I think this palette is perfect because it has that pop of colour. If your outfit's kind of boring, if you're feeling kind of boring, you can just dress it up with your eyeshadow, your highlight. So this palette is an absolute winner for me, and looking at it on my eyes today, I literally cannot get enough. I really didn't want to say that I had a favourite palette, but if I'm being honest, this might just be the winner. This palette is literally to die for. It is insane. So obviously the clue is in its name, get ready with me, and I absolutely love the names again. The names were so thought about, so you guys best appreciate them. This palette is so me. I have been wearing this so much recently, and everybody has been complimenting me. Everybody's been asking me what shadows have I been wearing, and it's been so hard not to be able to tell you that I've been wearing this palette so much, because the reason I wanted to call it Get Ready With Me is because it's a palette where you can easily build it from day to night, because you know the warmy browns you can put on every single day. However, you can kind of build it up with the darker browns, the blacks, and it has a lot of shimmer in this palette again, and the highlight took me the longest time ever to create, but I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. And same with these shimmer eyeshadows as well. I also feel like this is kind of like the safer palette. Like if you're just starting out makeup as well with the browns and stuff, it's just very easy and you can't really go wrong. But the very first shade we've got is called Saffy B. This is the most gorgeous gold. It's very pigmented. It's like a coppery kind of gold. Next to it we've got So Extra, which is So Extra. It's a more like a yellowy kind of gold. Again, it's very pigmented. pigmented and it looks beautiful on the lid. Next to that we have Autumn. Autumn is actually my middle name, fun fact. If you didn't know that already. This is such a kind of like nice warmish kind of brown. This brown goes so nice with the bronzer, so some days that I don't feel like doing a whole eye makeup look, I will kind of just put this on my lid with the bronzer, and again I actually get so many compliments on it, so thanks guys. The black of the palette was also one that I worked so hard on, and I can hands down say personally this is the best black that I've actually used. Like, I think a black is such a hard colour. I know that's such a high claim, and I'm not necessarily going to say that it's going to be the best black that any of you guys have ever used, but me myself personally, this black is so pigmented and doesn't have much fallback. I think it's amazing, and it's called 24 Hour. Next up we have No Limits, which is a dark brown again. It's not as warm, it's a little bit more like dusky. And then next to that we have an even darker brown. This is more like a chocolatey brown called Slay, because you will be slaying when you wear it. Okay, so the bronzer and highlight again. We have a bronzer called Filtered. This is a lot lighter than the bronzer in the other palette. The other bronzer was called Honey. It was like kind of more like deep honey. However, this is a bit lighter because obviously if you are building up the eyes and stuff, if it is going to be really dark and dramatic, you don't want an as dark contour. The highlight in this palette called Cliche is actually very different to the other highlight, just because the other highlight, as I said, was more of like a whitish highlight, and this highlight is more like a golden kind of like shimmer. I think it's so pretty again. This palette is literally perfect. I've never loved a palette so much, and I've never thought a palette was so me in my entire life. So we're going on to the very third palette. This is actually my favourite packaging. I love this packaging so much. I think you guys are gonna absolutely love this palette. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous. This is the last palette of the three. This is more your kind of like everyday palette. I feel like I should actually just get into it rather than just showing you the packaging, show what the palette looks like. I feel like so many of you would wear this. This palette is called Good Vibes Only because that's all that we want. We only want good vibes. This palette really does give me good vibes. It just makes me feel so happy. The colours are very like everyday colours. I think they're so pretty. I love the fact as well, because these are kind of like lighter colours. This palette actually comes with a blush rather than a bronzer, and it's kind of like a shimmery blush, which is my favourite kind of blush, and that's kind of all I ever really wear because I just love that highlight and that glow again. So let's actually go through and talk through the colours. Now the very first colour is called Ditzy, and Ditzy is actually my favourite colour out of all of the three palettes. I just think it is the most insane shimmery gold you're ever gonna use. It is so pigmented. Formula is amazing. It looks absolutely stunning on the eyes. I also think that gold would look amazing around Christmas time as well. I did actually wear this gold again actually to a premiere that I recently went to, and my friend Claire, who done my makeup, when she used this gold, it looked insane. Again, I got so many compliments on it, so thank you so much guys. Oh, and also Claire, who actually does my makeup a lot, she is actually like such an amazing makeup artist, and when she first used my palettes, I was like, well, I didn't even have to ask her what she originally thought of them. She was like, they are amazing, I can't believe like how pigmented they are and stuff, and I was like, be completely honest, like say exactly like what you think, and she was like, honestly, they are amazing. And it's funny because with the black as well, she was saying it's the best black she's ever used, so I don't want to like claim it's going to be the best black, but it is a good black. The reason I call it ditzy is because like we all know I'm a bit ditzy sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. Next up we have the shade Giggle, which is a very pale orange. However, again, it's pigmented. It looks so nice on the lid, really nice to buff out. Next to that we have the shade Lit, which I think was Anastasia's favourite shade. I think mainly because of the name, but yeah, this is actually more like a pinkish shimmer. This is actually very different to all the other glitter eyeshadows out of the three palettes. And then we also have Tomboy, which is an orange but kind of like a brownie-ish orange. We have Ticklish. Ticklish is so beautiful. It's such a nice, strong, bright orange, and I feel like even though it goes really nice with all of these colours and it can be subtle, it's one of those colours again you can really build up. You can actually really drastically change a look, and also that orange would be so nice with the browns from the other palettes as well. The final eyeshadow is called Dreamer, and this is more like a golden orange. It's very different to the other oranges in the palette, and again, I think this is actually a really nice kind of like base, also really good to like work in the crease. And then obviously I've already mentioned these at the beginning of this palette, but I do actually have a blush in this palette, which I feel like it's a little like kind of bonus, kind of like changes it up a bit more. from the other palettes, and I wear a blush a lot, and this blush is called Cheeky. It's like the most perfect pink. It's kind of like what you would expect cheeks to kind of be. And then last but not least, Frisky is the highlight. It's probably the darkest of them all, but again, is so pigmented and looks so, so, so gorgeous. So everyone, there are my 3 palettes. I am so excited, literally cannot believe it. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. As I said, their palettes are £20 each. However, you can get the bundle for £50, and if you do use my 10% discount code, then obviously you get all 3 palettes for £45, which is a bargain. And obviously my 10% discount is actually only out for like a limited time. I think it's going to be usable for like a week. I might be wrong, it might even be less than that, but I hope you guys do get the chance to pick up my palettes the 6th of December on beautybay.com. And if you guys want to come along to the masterclass again, be involved in the Q&A, grab a palette, get the chance to see the palettes early, meet me, the link will be down below as well. Thank you so, so much for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you guys very, very, very soon. Mwah! Bye!
Дойти. И если все еще дышишь, знать включи заново, чтоб звучало более обычно, пока адреналин не выжмет из тебя вышку, пока децибелы не станут прожигать лампочки вспышками. Если лимиты превышены, то один эффект, ID эффектом фи-эффект, лови эффект кипиха. Наш диалект способен поломать твои извилины. Без стиля, без усилий, мы лишь вирус на любом носителе. И мы всего лишь 25-й кадр твоего слуха гипнотизируем, ведь разум подчиняется звукам. И эта мания подобна настоящей магии, что взрывает от начала до конца твое сознание.
One.